If you would like to get some more custom players in the league, you can let us know on our Discord, which is linked below, or in the comments. Just let us know what name you want for your player, keep it appropriate. If you want, you can also pick where they are from, their jersey number and position. But if you want just the name and the rest random, that is okay too.
What up, small ballers? We start off this video with the Cosby Eagles against the Boston Blood Sweat Beards.
Che Veckley would single to load the bases in the bottom of the first.
With only one out, Alex Roberson would single to walk off. Boston wins.
We then get treated to a matchup between the Speed and Eagles.
Pat Davis would come up in the bottom of the first with one out and runners on first and second. He would single and the Eagles win.
The next game is Houston versus London. Leading off the game is Edmundo Vasquez, home run.
After one out and a Silvio Gasol single, Washington Barrymore would step up to the plate.
Home run. That was all of the scoring in this one. The Love Doctors take the win.
After that, the Angry Redbirds would take on Blood Sweat Beards.
In the top of the second inning with 2 outs and runners at second and third, Walter Asher would single and give his team a 1-run lead.
Boston had no response and St. Louis gets the win.
Denver Dark Elves would then face off against the Dominican Suns.
In the top of the first with one out, Toro Palladino would hit a solo home run.
In the bottom half of the inning, Jovan Bryant had a chance to win the game. With 2 outs and runners at first and second, he would come up short and Denver wins this game.
Our next game had the Ajax Assassins up against Phoenix Phenomenon.
NS is ISOs.
Whoa. And I don't think we can say that here, plus Ajax has loaded the bases.
Okay, I will be nice to NS. Taha Radford just singled and drove in 2 runs.
That would be enough for the Assassins to win this one.
Then Dominican were taking on Boston.
In the top of the third with one out, Derek Chanchola hit a single. This was quickly followed up by Sam Valdez reaching second on an error and moving Derek to third.
Daishor Kajiwara would hit a bomb, and the Suns lead by 3.
Boston got runners on first and second with 2 outs, but Alex Roberson failed to cash them in.
The Assassins would then try to slow down the Dark Elves.
A single by Ed Annunziata put runners on first and second with 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
Another single by Tom Chapman Brown would be enough to get the winning run.
Jamaica Speed would then battle the London Regulators.
In the bottom of the first with 2 outs and no one on, Max Peoples would hit a double.
Jordan Kelly would quickly single and bring in the runner from second to win the game.
We then get St. Louis against Cosby.
After a 1-out single in the bottom of the second, Martin Kaufman would steal second. And then third.
John Armstrong gets into 1. Home run.
Now we see Houston Love Doctors take on Phoenix Phenomenon.
Washington Barrymore would lead off the top of the second with a double.
A Daniel Prince single would then bring him around to score.
The next 2 batters would get walked. Now the bases are loaded with no one out.
Andre Shepard would also walk to bring around a second run.
Then after 1 out, Edmundo Vasquez would hit into a double play to end the inning.
Phoenix could not score and Houston wins.
Time for a long one between Denver and London. We start in the top of the 7th.
With 2 outs, Dalkey Tarragona would single.
Robert Centeno hits a home run.
In the bottom half of the inning, Devontae Bass would be batting with 1 out and runners on the corners.
Single. Runners on the corners again with 1 out, and it is now a 1-run game.
Dennis Augustine gets to first on a fielder's choice and drives in the tying run.
Tyan Slater would lead off the bottom of the 10th with a single, then steal second before the next batter got out. He would then also steal third.
Sac fly. Max Peoples drives in the winning run.
Jamaica would then go against Houston.
In the bottom of the first with 2 outs, Washington Barrymore would hit a walk-off home run.
We then got the phenomenon taking on the angry Redbirds.
With 2 outs and Wyatt Graham on third in the top of the first, a passed ball would allow Wyatt to score.
Redbirds got a couple runners on but failed to score and Phoenix wins.
Next up is Ajax versus Boston.
In the bottom of the first with 1 out, Justin Dykes hits a solo home run to walk off for the Assassins.
Our top 2 teams then face off. Dark Elves against Eagles.
In the top of the third with 2 outs, a few walks help load the bases.
Tom Chapman Brown then gets walked as well and Denver leads.
Albert Moreau would then single to drive in 2 more runs.
3 quick outs. Cosby never had a chance.
What was that?
Nothing happened.
Where is Old Standard?
Who is Old Standard? My name is Double Standard.
Oh great. Pat Davis leads off the bottom of the second with a walk, then steals second.
A single by Martin Kaufman would drive him in and the Eagles win.
Now it is time for Ajax and Boston.
Boston loads the bases in the bottom of the second with only 1 out.
Jonathan Riley hits into a double play and Ajax stays alive.
Then Ajax would also load the bases with 1 out, in the top of the 6th.
Brian Brown would strike out, to make it 2 outs.
Another strikeout, and another missed opportunity with the bases loaded in this game.
Bo Bussey would then come up in the bottom half, with 2 outs and runners on second and third.
He would drive in both runners for the win.
Last game for this SBTV report is St. Louis versus Denver.
Leading off the bottom of the first was Alonzo Jacques Lewis with a single.
Tora Palladino would drive it out to walk off the game.
Denver Dark Elves are looking pretty good this season.
Cosby and Houston could make a run at it.
The Suns and Blood Sweat Beards are both eliminated from championship contention this season.
By Smallballers.